media.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're alive.
What's up, T-Fred? I got your friend here.
T-Fred, how's it going, bro?
T-Fred. You're definitely
Let's
gonna
just
need
take
that
Phil's
microphone.
seat away.
Oh, let's move it up. Sorry.
Yo, get me in it. All up in it. In it.
Phil who?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Just big banana. We ask all of our guests.
Is it?
Average?
Average.
Average.
I love you. You guys are trolls, man. This is my type of show already.
Oh, you should say for the second one, too, then.
What's the second show?
Open Mic Podcast.
Open mic podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make you sign some waivers before we do that show.
That's all right. He believes us.
Phil's back. Phil's back.
He said this is average banana.
That's a huge.
Hey, High School Huddle.
Oh, that was in that little book of mine you gave me. Well, I mean, do I get to sit somewhere, Jordan? I mean, he's taking up the whole damn room.
That's Phil's way of saying hi.
Oh, hi, Jordan.
How you doing, bro?
Phil, you got to change shirts.
Do I?
Oh yeah.
Be right back. I get to do a show without my shirt on, Jordan. Been working towards this all year.
Just put your vest back on. No shirt. That'd be awesome. Be so good. You won't. You won't. Hey, T-Fred. You won't.
That's true.
That's a fact, T-Fred.
T-Fred, the McGinnis loses something, he's already cranky.
That's right.
Just a reminder that Chris picked Collinsville over Carl Everett in the state's tournament. That's true, T-Fred.
He did do that. He did do that.
I did. Yeah, all the injuries. Carl Everett's lucky there was injuries
I think you're
This was
being funny.
before the season started. Yeah.
Oh,
And then he played it all year long.
I remember you guys saying.
Yeah,
that
he
in
played it all
the
year
press
long.
box this year.
Yeah, he played it all year long.
Oh yeah, this was my note to the crew at Moore High School.
What's up, Jared?
Oh,
Dyson,
Jared.
how you doing, Larry?
Jared, a happy guy. He's happy.
You know Larry Fields?
I do know Larry Fields.
Larry Fields talked to you all the time.
I haven't got a chance to. So I wrote
Dason's happy too.
He's a staple on this show. He's a staple on this show. Oh,
We got
yeah.
all the state champions in the forum already
Larry, I
before
gotta
6
talk to you,
o'clock.
man. Larry, we gotta talk. Larry, we gotta talk soon.
There you go.
Yeah, I did let the Indians Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year story last
Yep.
year. I spoke to him for it.
Jesus, I mean, I've never been so crowded in my life.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
fine.
being dramatic.
Did you get a card?
Now, who's better, LeBron or Larry Bird?
Stop. We've already gone through that.
Phil?
Larry
What
Bird.
is his card?
Larry Bird.
Oh, that's for your notes. You gotta have notes.
You have notes.
Yeah,
You don't have notes. I got notes.
I came unprepared.
You didn't do any homework?
Oh, no, I need this one.
Leave.
I work for, my job is, yeah.
Got my notes.
I got the same.
See the kind of effort Ronnie puts into his notes?
These are my same notes I've had all year long.
That's right.
And I won this. And I won the regular season picks too.
Did. Well,
And postseason too.
Dason Long says Michael Jordan.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
of
we
course
all
it's
know
Mason.
that.
Everybody knows it's Michael.
We're trying to figure out who like the fourth and fifth best players were.
Well, LeBron's 7. We can work backwards from there.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
7?
That's disrespectful.
Did I say
I
7?
was
I'll
thinking 8 or
save you
9.
the argument.
You're right, 9.
It's
You're right.
basically old guy versus new guy.
I was about to say,
So
out of
that's
all
all
the
it comes down
viewers-
to.
Out of all the viewers and everybody that's gonna be watching today, and everybody that's here, obviously, I'm the youngest, so I have to put on for the youngest.
You have to
We got-
represent the young people.
My son
We got a
watches,
youth group right there.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then
My,
maybe
my son watches, and he 100% says LeBron.
Second is Kobe. There's no doubt about it.
Dason?
Exactly
Kobe is
right.
second.
It's not even close.
Magic's 3.
this chat, man. You guys are man. This chat is already off to a bad start.
LeBron gets a concussion just walking into the
We
stadium.
have a great chat room, by the
George,
way.
put your shoes on. You're not at home. George's got his shoes off.
Oh, I didn't take mine off.
I wear slides. See, this is again a millennial thing. You guys are coming here.
I'm a millennial.
You guys are fresh though. I can't say.
What about my fresh?
Like these.
Yeah. Who's got the fresh kicks on right here? You know it's your boy.
Chris does.
Yeah, this is the best.
Chris does.
That's my game.
This is the best chat room in the States. So be ready for them.
Oh no, they'll come.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe did I get myself into something that I didn't expect?
Pull it up on yours. Pull it up on yours so you can see what the chat's saying.
We have a very educated chat.
We do have a very,
We have a very good
We
chat.
really do.
Yeah.
They know what they're talking about.
And we got people who watch this
You want my honest opinion on
who
where
won't
Bird should
chat.
be? Honestly,
All time.
yeah. Honestly, I think he's top 15.
That's a good answer.
I do. I think he's top 15.
Because
Who
I don't
is?
think he's top
Larry
15.
Bird. I think he's top 15.
Like when you think about it, like is he?
He's top 50.
Again, I have to.
I give
I have to
respect.
read the
I
room.
give respect to the young guys.
KD.
I do.
Him or KD.
KD's
Me
terrible.
personally,
KD's
Larry
worst.
Bird. But I look at more than just.
KD's like one of the worst players I've ever
Stats.
That's
seen.
what I'm saying. See, Jason Long knows what he's talking about.
Jason doesn't
KD
know.
has to be top 10, and I'm not even a KD guy.
He's a cupcake.
That's fair.
He is a
But he's a
cupcake.
top 10 player.
He's not better than Russ. He's not better than Russell Westbrook.
Currently.
He's not better than Russ West.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Leslie, good to see Leslie. Jason does say KD is top 10.
5.
Huh? Top 5?
No, he's the best shooter there ever lived, but he's not the
If
best.
I'm being serious, Magic.
Steph is not a top 5 player.
I don't think so. I use his top 10 though.
He's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah.
But he's not the best player.
Overall player.
Yeah, no, not even.
But-
he just shoots.
So I'm gonna say in no specific order so we can get on with the high school portion of the show.
Well, we got 4 minutes, so
okay.
pre-show.
MJ, Kobe, Magic is in there for me. I know you for some reason you hate on Magic. I don't understand
It's
that.
Wilt Chamberlain. He scored 100 points in a game.
I'll take Shaq.
On and off the field.
I'll take Shaq.
On and off the court. That's right.
Did I say Kobe?
Yeah, you said Kobe.
And LeBron. In no specific order.
So you have Magic in there instead of Kareem.
Yes, I do. Because my big guy's Shaq.
See, I agree with you, but replace Magic. I have that exact same 5, but replace Magic with Steph.
Yeah. And would you put Magic top 10?
Yeah, of
Okay. All
course.
right. See, we're not that far
not
off.
top 5, though.
We're not that far off.
That's a big.
Well, you don't say
An
that.
hour ago you were.
See, I'm not putting Bill Russell. Sorry, no.
Well, he won 11 titles.
T-Fred.
Playing against what?
Yeah.
Playing against who?
It is.
Go ahead, say
Playing
it.
against who?
No, go ahead and say it.
Carpenters,
Plumbers.
mailmen. I gotta give him respect, but come on now, let's be.
Karl Malone's a top 8
Have
player.
you been to Bishop McGinnis basketball tournament?
Oh, boy.
I did it last year.
Hospitality
I'll be there again.
hospitality room?
Oh, I'm assuming that he's gonna.
I haven't been the last couple of years. It's
They're
still
talking about the cookies, the honey.
It's not better than Duncan
Best
baseball
hospitality
hospitality.
room in the state of Oklahoma.
It's not better than Duncan baseball hospitality room.
The best hospitality we've ever had, though, El Reno, playoffs.
Ishans.
Ishans.
Oh, Larry.
That was strong.
Overrated.
That was strong.
I went to the McGinnis baseball tournament. Joe Cook had steak. I took a picture of my flip phone and showed Sam.
I brought you steak one, and I even ate some with you, and I'm allergic to red meat because
Yeah.
it was the right thing to do.
I thought you healed from that.
That's a
Well, no,
fact.
I'm sick
Jared,
again.
See, Jared has been to Duncan. He understands the chicken spaghetti there at Duncan.
Yeah, well,
Chicken spaghetti.
It's a
See, those-
staple. It's a staple.
To be honest with you,
It is so good.
Is that an Oklahoma thing?
No, that's
It's a Duncan.
That's a Duncan.
That's a Duncan thing.
the Duncan basketball
lump me in
tournament.
that.
The Duncan basketball tournament is better
These
than the
kids.
Duncan baseball tournament.
The basketball?
Yeah.
Is
I've
better
had
than
chicken
baseball?
spaghetti since I've been here, though.
I
So
love
it had to be.
chicken.
Was it
somebody.
good?
I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't
It was
bad.
good, yeah.
It was
It's
good.
not something I
Duncan.
think of, right? I don't sit and go, you know what?
I want some chicken
Let's have
spaghetti.
chicken spaghetti.
We had some. We had some in Duncan every year, but when I got back home, 2-3 days later, I made some. It was really good.
I like spaghetti. I like chicken. So
You'll
I'm
love
sure
it.
I would
You'll love
like
it.
it. Do you put mushrooms in it? Of course you do, right? Chris?
No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And black olives.
Oh, you know what? I discovered black olives about a week ago. 58 years old.
So good.
I discovered green olives also.
Oh, and that
Those
green
aren't
olives.
as good.
Yeah, those aren't as good.
Bill, we got any water?
This is the only one left.
It's all good.
No, you go ahead. You can take
Our
it.
friend.
I did.
Well,
I just
I'll give you
did.
a Fresca. You want a
Oh, how about a Fresca?
How about a Fresca?
Yeah.
So this is whose water?
God only knows.
Yeah, that has some condensation at the top. It looks
God
like
only
it's been
knows.
touched.
Exactly right.
It's been there a minute.
So that means it's either Bill's or Dave's.
I'd say mine from last
Who's
week.
the last guest? Am I gonna?
On this show?
Yeah,
You're the last guest of the season.
You're the only guest.
You're the only guest we've had on all year.
This is elite.
this makes me feel special.
There's
You
gonna be
should, because this is elite.
there's gonna be a
It
few
is.
people that are
This
gonna be
is
very
also-
Oh,
happy.
Tony's mad right now.
Yeah.
Tony's steaming right now.
This is the best setup I've been on all.
Hey, how bad is Tony right now?
Chris always gets us water. Phil forgot to get it this time.
Let me see
One
this.
job. I have one job.
Just Chad is back.
I'm back.
I'm back, fellas. Tuttle didn't lose by 40.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Is that the chat we're talking about?
One of the absolute best games of the 2 weeks.
I told you it was going to be.
Yeah, great game.
You didn't believe
Great
that.
game.
He didn't. Surely he didn't believe that, right?
Well, I even corrected it before we got off. I was playing.
That's I think that's Chad Goldsby, right?
I don't know, but that was a
I think
great
that's
ball
him.
game.
I think that's him.
I was proud of Tuttle, man. They battled.
Sure did.
Because
think I saw him at the
that
game.
could have got out of hand
the
quick.
first 7 minutes, you're going, well, they're going to dog walk.
That could have got bad quick.
Yeah, no, that was big time.
Yeah, Chad Goldsby. Yeah, I knew that.
That was big time. That was big
Yeah.
time. He surely knew we were playing.
Surely.
No, you guys.
I even picked Tuttle.
So you guys
Right now,
lie
right
and
now,
play.
yeah.
You guys lie and tell the truth on the show.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be boring if we all agreed.
Chris, you're the only one that lies to our viewers.
That's right.
Oh, Chad said, I knew you guys were joking.
Yeah, we were playing it.
Let me send this to my friends.
Very sarcastic.
But then when they got their first two possessions in the end zone, I was like, hell, I might be right here.
Well, remember the context. We started doing that after we said, there's Tuttle sitting over there going, go ahead. You guys just talk about Wagner and them. Just forget about us. We knew Tuttle was good. We saw Tuttle week 0 in Guthrie. They were good then. They were better in week 14.
Sure were. They sure were.
Good football team.
All right.
6 o'clock, push button.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
shoot. Yeah, Tony. Yeah.
Oh, no, we knew it happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
there
man.
it
Well,
is.
Tony, raise your game a little bit. You too can get invited.
That's right.
Tony, how you living, man?
Tony's, not very good. He's been trying to get on the show for 18 years.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
He was actually on, was he on open mic last year?
He was on.
He
open
was,
mic last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
He's being salty.
Hello and welcome. It is the High School Huddle Wednesday, December 18, 2024. There are no football games in the state of Oklahoma to preview
thank God.
this week.
Thank God.
I'm tired, boys.
It is a wrap. This is the
tired.
wrap-up show for the 2024 Oklahoma High School football season. Glad you are with us, and this is our final show for the football season. And so we ask all of our fans in the chat field to really come after us. We got to come after us with comments and your questions.
Questions for Jordan.
Yes.
That's why we brought him.
Ronnie Phillips, Nichols, Chris Evans, along with special guest Jordan Davis. Thank you, Jordan, for joining us.
Hey!
Thank you for having
Tony,
me.
Jordan
Appreciate you
is
guys.
the beat writer for the Oklahoman for high school sports. Does a fantastic job
Via Chicago.
Thank you,
via
thank you.
Chicago, and
That's why
we
I'm
have
cup
really
shirt today for the South Sider.
we have really taken a lot of love to Jordan over the last couple of years, and thought we'd bring him on the show
Appreciate
and
you.
talk everything high school football.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Glad to have you, Jordan. And we got state championships to talk about. There's some coaching news that is surfacing that we're definitely going to talk about.
Terrible idea.
I think we can talk about some of our players of the year, some of our best games that we've
got
seen this
opinions.
year. So we got a jam-packed show. Glad you're with us for the next hour and a half or so, talking high school sports. And Jordan's going to let you know our chat is one of the best in the state. So
I'm ready for
They'll
it,
come
man.
strong.
Yeah, they will come strong.
I haven't been on a show like this. I've caught the show a few times this year. I haven't been on a show like this so far. So when you guys called me, I was like, of course.
It's fun because if you watch the kids these days, they speak in like podcast form. They'll be like, "What's up, chat?" Like
what's
saying
up,
hi to their
chat?
friends and say, "What's up, chat?"
Chat, how you feeling, Chat?
Yeah, how you feeling,
Chat?
Chat? I mean,
Okay,
it's-
just a disclaimer. I don't know the chat deal, so we're kind of
Your kids are older.
Yeah, I'm the new
We're
new
the
school
new.
guy
We're the
on
new.
the block.
We're the young.
Oh,
ones.
now
You
Ronnie's
hear
the
me?
young guy.
You hear me
What Ronnie
vouching
do?
for?
He's now the young guy.
We're millennials.
yeah.
Oh, you're a
I'm
millennial?
I am a millennial.
I'm a millennial as well, by a couple of years.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Stand by.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm 1 year removed from the
Google
greatest,
me.
from the greatest generation.
What's it called? Millennial.
me.
I'm 118 years old.
How the hell do you spell millennial?
Well, no, you're a millennial. Spell it, millennial boy.
M-I-L.
Tony says I was on the preview when I bought pizza.
Well, yeah.
That was great pizza too.
It's great pizza.
Straight Path Ministries, Sean.
already at it
It's
in the
all
chat.
about the comments. So here, love what you guys this season. Just wish I would have found you earlier. Caps are coming hard to order more. Oh yeah, we're supposed to get some caps coming up.
Well, we gave up on that.
Oh no, we didn't. You did.
Oh, am I still
said-
getting my hat?
Well, no,
1981 to 1996.
What year were you born?
76.
no, I'm not 76.
Oh, 78. Sorry.
Yeah. What am I? What am I?
You're the same generation as me.
Am I Gen X?
You old fart.
Is that the other way around?
I couldn't tell you.
Whatever's before millennials.
Yeah. What is it?
Gen X, isn't it?
Google me.
All I know is I was 1 year away. I was born in '66. God, that hurts.
Well, we just asked T-Fred. He can just tell us.
Well, yeah, he'll Google it. T-Fred will Google it.
Yeah.
He's the best cheater in there is.
You guys should have called the state championship. I don't know if that's controversial. I can
What's
say
that?
but you guys should have. Somebody just who's that? Chad Gosby just said.
Oh, the Tuttle and Elgin game?
You
Yeah.
guys should have called all the games.
Those guys did great.
I actually
It was
didn't.
Todd and Mark, yeah.
Didn't want to call the Tuttle Elgin game, and I'll tell you why. I wanted to enjoy that game. I wanted to be able to just walk around, watch the game, enjoy the ball game. And it didn't disappoint at the end of the day.
Nah, dude.
It was so good.
We got to talk about that game, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we will.
We
Absolutely.
will.
Grant says, I prefer to be called by my name, not chat. Absolutely, Grant Oliver. Grant didn't come and see us.
Grant's a fake friend.
Duncan, he's been to the booth before with us. He's actually worked with us before.
Generation X, Chris.
Generation
You're
X.
Gen X.
Gen X.
What's Phil?
They don't go back that far.
Am I Z?
Gen X. I'm Gen X also.
1960s?
66. 65 was the end of the baby boomers.
Yep.
Am I
60s.
Z or what?
Huh?
I'm
They
Gen
haven't
Z.
even came up with your name yet.
What year are you graduated? I mean, what year are you born?
2000.
Oh, you're
good Lord.
after. You're not even millennial.
I
You were
guess not.
born in 2000?
January 12, 2000. I'll be 25 in 2 years.
Just freaking leave.
There you go.
2000, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You guys, how old did you think I was?
About 48.
38 at least.
I looked the part of 38.
You
got
look
gray
damn
hair.
good for 56.
Oh,
got
man,
gray
no,
hair.
yeah, no, you guys are ragging on me now. See, I told you that.
It's like Chris.
A little bit.
Dominic asked, is Carl Everett the best team in the state, fellas?
No. And 5A, yes.
No, in 5A, yes.
Yep.
Not in the state.
They only give up 53 points all year.
The answer is no, Chris.
Okay, we'll get to that here in a
Yeah,
little
we'll
bit
get
as
to that.
Yeah, we'll get into all that.
They're top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top 4,
They're top 5.
which would be top 5.
Right.
Yep, 4.
All right, so we got a great show to talk about. We got some state championship games to talk about. To be honest with you, the first week of state championships way better than the second.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, not
crazy
even
the first week.
Yeah, first week
Insane.
was great. We had 4 1-point games in the first 6 games of the state games. Last week, just to recap it for you, Class C state championship. Tipton beats Timberlake 28-20. Great game.
Great game.
Great game. Came down to the final play of the game, or close to the final
Yep,
play.
great game.
Class B2 state championship. Walika defeats Sealing easily 54.
How good was Walika?
The brothers are legit.
Holy cow.
Drake and
The brothers are
Isaiah
legit.
Drake and the other Drake?
Yeah.
Those are big men.
And that was a fun game. I was on the sideline that game. That was a fun game to be on the sideline.
And they're 6A1 good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the
Oh,
Drake brothers.
no doubt.
Yeah, they could play there.
They're good. They're
Especially
really
if you catch
good.
a touchdown, rush for a touchdown.
They're just
receiving, they
players.
both- Yeah.
Just football
They
players.
look the part, too.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
physically definitely the part.
So we'll be able to break down these a little bit more if you guys want to in a second. But A2 football, Woodland, no problem with Tallahena, 58-23. Give credit to Tallahena for
Yeah.
not even having a year team
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah. 58,
That was the message. The head coach there at Tallahena that I came across TikTok, and he's just talking to his team after the game and just talking about how great that was. 2 years ago we didn't even have a program. Now look at us. I mean,
Yeah.
that's big time. He said, look around. If you play that small school ball and you look around at UCO, that's pretty big time.
Yeah, no doubt. Class A1 state champions go to Rejoice Christian, 35-14 over Hooker. Not surprised that Rejoice Christian won the game, but a little surprised that they won by 21 points.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Hooker was out without their quarterback
Yeah.
for a good part of the playoff run, so it'd been interesting to see there. But Hooker's defense, I still think they're probably the best defense in A1 football. But Rejoice Christian, knowing they had the better offense, especially with Hooker not having their quarterback for the good part of the playoffs. But congratulations to Hooker. Rejoice Christian. That was the first ever state championship in school history. One of those teams were going to win the first ever.
Yeah.
And Rejoice Christian did that.
Hooker back silver ball.
Yeah. So Class 4A, we'll talk about it here a little bit in depth. But congratulations to Elgin, who takes down Tuttle 29-22. And by far the biggest crowd we had
great crowd.
in the 2 weeks combined. Bixby Owasso was probably number 2.
Yeah.
Crowd.
Not by far.
Not by far,
But yeah, as far as anything below 6A1, yes,
Yeah.
Well,
not
I
even
would say
close.
Tuttle probably had the most people on the home side of the field.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the home side very good, but I know Elgin side was.
Owasso, I feel like Owasso was better on the.
Yeah, I told a coach that too. I think Owasso was a little bit more full, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, not by a lot, no.
Well, but it was literally the entire towns.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Did you
it
not see
was
the
so
crime
impressive.
report, Phil?
Huh?
Did you not see the crime report?
See, that was there.
What's crazy is that the city population of Elgin is like 5,000.
Right.
And there was more than 5,000 Elgin
Yes.
people there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nuts.
And then the final game of the entire season was the Carl Albert Titans winning their third straight state championship, 30-6. Didn't feel that close at all.
Right.
The entire time as they defeat Guthrie Great run for Guthrie to get there. We'll talk about this game here in a little bit. But Carl Albert now ties the Ada Cougars for the most state championships in football program at 19.
If you don't believe him, just ask.
Now 5A, hang on. Carl Albert's not going to be what we've seen next year. We'll see what transfers happen.
Yeah.
But they're graduating 4 Division I kids and Davis, who I think is the best all-around football player on
Could be
the
an
team.
FCS kid.
You know, so they're not, Carl Albert now transfers. We got to factor that now, but they're not going to be what they've been the last few years.
I don't know.
They'll still be my favorite at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But
Until otherwise.
otherwise.
Yeah, Chris Frost likes to remind us that the crowd was still outside when the game started, talking about that Elgin Tuttle game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it lived up to what we thought it was going to be, that 4A state championship. So Grant Oliver said, had my Beat Guthrie shirt on. Grant is a state championship baseball coach from Duncan. He's a Carl Albert kid, so he's won 25,000 state championships.
Yeah, he's got more state titles than I have socks right now at my house.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours, though.
Well, of yours.
Yeah, of course, mine. Oh, sorry, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got a bunch. We got a fun-packed show. That's kind of the outline there. Jordan, what was your favorite game all season long? If you had to pick one.
I mean, I think it's easy. I think the Owasso and Bixby game was probably the favorite game. I mean, I know that might be the
No, that's exactly what I would have said too.
Yeah.
Well, and you were at the Owasso Jinx triple overtime game as well as we were.
I was not though.
Oh, you were not there.
He was not
Oh,
there.
you were there for the night game.
Yeah.
You were there for the night game.
for the night game.
I was at Choctaw and Sand Springs that day.
Yeah, you were at
I
Memorial
missed that
Bixby.
game. That might have been the game though, but.
Well,
No,
when we left,
Oh, you guys were all there.
We were both there.
Which was the game of the year?
State
You guys?
championship.
yeah. When we left, we said we're not going to see a better game than that.
You told me that.
That might be the greatest game we've seen in history.
crazy?
And then we
lied.
came back and we're like, okay, that was better.
Ronnie, do you remember when I saw you in the hallway before the game? I'm
yeah.
like, this might be game of the year. Like, I don't know.
I
They just
don't
went
know.
to triple overtime
Yeah, I
last
don't
week.
know.
Yeah.
And it
And
was.
as soon as the game happened was over, I went straight to you. I'm like,
Yep.
what
I said you're right.
But yes, it was by far the best game because I haven't covered an overtime game all year. So that was my first time covering. Actually, no, I've never covered an overtime game in my time here.
You got a couple of them in this that first week.
Exactly, yeah. So that was my first times. That game, what other game? Am I tweaking? Maybe no. But either way, that was my first. Owasso and Bixby, my first overtime game, and obviously, game of the year for me.
So you're new, Oklahoma. You've been here for a couple of years in Oklahoma. So what's the biggest take from East Side, West Side schools?
That the East Side dominates in football every year.
Large school, for sure.
Large
school. Sorry, the large schools, 6A and dominate in most 6A1 and 6A2 for the most part. That would be my and like we were talking about before, just how serious they take it. I would say like. You're just talking about like the press conferences and stuff, and
A big time press conference.
how
Well,
rowdy,
that's the biggest sports event Tulsa has.
yeah, pretty
It's
much.
high school football.
Yeah, so it's
I mean, it is.
because it's like obviously it's a big deal over here, but I can see from afar how big of a deal that it is on the east side of the
Agreed.
state. So that's probably been my biggest takeaway is just kind of like the power. What's the big four schools? The big five: Broken Arrow, Owasso, Union, Jenks, and Bixby.
Yep.
Is that the five right there?
Yep.
Just how. I guess you could say massive of a following that high school football has on that side of the field, the side of that state. So, that's been interesting to see, though.
Leslie says she liked the Millwood game. Overtime, no kicker. Keep converting too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was
So that could have been an issue.
Yeah.
But again, they scored their touchdown early in the game, so it really was, and they did obviously get the 2 point quarter, so they had plenty of time to make up. That wasn't the reason, but yeah, they definitely end up in the end kind of screwing them there.
I think the game-changing play of all the games was a 94-yard kickoff return by Juju in the 6A2 game. Yeah. That changed the momentum of that entire ball game.
Yeah, Muskogee goes up 25-7, I believe was the score.
I think that's right.
It was 25-7 midway
Yeah.
through the third. It was 3 minutes 38 seconds left in the third quarter.
Crazy.
Juju Smith gets the kick return, and
Flip flop.
Muskogee doesn't score for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Floodgates
19
open.
19
Floodgates open. Yeah, it was crazy.
And Dason's been watching with us for a while. Woodland's just unreal talent. He was good though. Woodland number one from the get go all the way to the end. I mean, there was no doubt Woodland could have won A1 football.
Yeah, that was definitely. People are asking, what is the lock state championship game, and it would be Carl Albert or it would be Woodland. A lot of people say Woodland.
Yeah.
because Woodland is that good.
They are that good.
We had Woodland. I hadn't.
Well, the
Woodland as
correct
number
answer would
one.
have been Carl Albert, but
Oh yeah, but again, going into that game, it's a rivalry game. Again, you never know what these things happen, but again,
Yeah.
yeah.
We had Woodland. I had Woodland ranked number 1 from week 0 to week 15.
Jackson Terry, 9 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trey Bennett, quarterback, 10 of 11 passing for 155 yards. So
Pretty good.
Woodland scores 12 points in the first quarter, 26-0 at halftime, and it was over after that.
Yep.
So, okay, so before we got plenty of time to get into the games here in our next coming segments here, but the big news, of course, were the coaching changes in the Tulsa, and it went boom, 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 boom fast. Antonio Graham takes a union job. Owasla's open for 12 seconds. Bill Blankenship fills that spot. Broken Arrow comes open first of all, and then Travis Hill takes that job, and then Jinx Coach Riggs resigns, and then
they introduced the head coach.
Coach Gaylor is introduced immediately. And now we are awaiting the head coaching job at Muskogee, which is kind of turned into a whole news event of its own. Muskogee had a school board meeting last night. The athletic director, superintendent recommended Matt Hennessy, who used to be the head coach at Muskogee. He's now the head coach at Pawhuska. And they goes into executive session, and they come out with a 3-2 no vote to hire Matt Hennessy as the next head football coach. So now Muskogee is going back to the drawing boards, and it's surfaced that it's rumored and reported that Dale Condit, the head football coach of the Wagner Bulldogs, is now the next person to possibly take that job as early as Friday.
Makes sense.
With the school board going to a special session to possibly hire Dale Condit. I've worked some sources over there. I have not got anything back confirmed. I know the Muskogee writer, who's been pretty accurate throughout this entire process, is reporting this. But I've not heard back from my person yet. But interesting decision there. Of course, we don't know the ins and outs of the Dale Condit situation.
I think it makes sense, right, Phil?
We'll get to it here in a second. We'll get all of our opinions here in just 1 second. Let me lay down the foundation real quick. So Dale Condit, Hall of Fame coach at Wagner High School. Earlier this year, they put his name on the field.
That's right.
On the field.
September.
So now
The paint's not dry.
originally it was Matt Hennessy and Matt Condon as the two Mark Condon, as the two spots to fill that. And I was like, there's no way Condon's taking that. Hennessy comes in, that vote goes no.
That's what I want.
And now we'll see Dale Condit's name coming up again, taking that job on Friday. Thoughts?
Phil?
It's stupid.
Why is this stupid?
Why the hell would you leave a place where you won all these state titles, your name's on the damn field, to go to Muskogee? I love Muskogee. We love the coaching staff at Muskogee. We do. Mm-hmm. Love those guys. They've done a great job.
Grandpa Johnny lived there.
Grandpa Johnny lived there.
That's right.
That's right.
Grandpa Johnny, okay?
He's dead.
He's dead. Yeah. He's quite all right.
Okay. He's in heaven. I'm looking at, so this is no disrespect to Muskogee, but I absolutely do not understand why you leave a place that has literally named the field after you to go 25 miles up the road to coach a 6A2 school whose two best players graduated.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody help me understand this.
And, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is money.
Yep.
And Dale Condit is and he also, part of his package, I think you believe he's the athletic director there. Yep. And he has a healthy package at Wagner.
Yeah.
And so Muskogee does have the very nice couple-year-old stadium.
Yep.
That plays a factor as well. But Wagner Stadium is not all that bad. And to be honest with you, I know 4A. I think 4A is probably a little bit more competitive than 6A2. But Muskogee is. I would think it was very similar to Wagner. We live in Guthrie. Athletes come and go. They're not. It's not a transfer mecca like a Carl Albert, a Jinx, a Union. They're not going for those spaces. I mean, there are some, but not as many as these other schools that we talked about. So, I'm kind of puzzled by this one as well. I just when you
the
think
money's not going to be that much more.
When you think of peanut butter, you think of jelly. They just go together. I think of Condit and Wagner. It's just hard for me to think that he'd be somewhere else.
I mean, is he taking that Elgin loss still too hard? My Elgin people? I mean, did you guys drive him out of town?
Is he
I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, he's the one that no more of Elgin? That's got to be it.
Ronnie's being silly.
That's got to be it, right?
It legitimately makes no sense to me. I think Muskoge's a good job. I think what they've built there, what Travis built there, and the staff that's still there, what they've done is incredible. But let's not forget, guys, they had a guy that wore number 1 on his chest that was pretty darn good, and he's not there next year.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know it's not one person only. I get that.
And I say the transfer. They did get P.J. Wallace from Bartlesville.
From Bartlesville.
Ficklin had a good part of that.
Yeah, but P.J. Wallace is gone.
Correct.
I mean, so I don't know. I just it baffles me. I don't know. It does. It baffles me.
Yeah, and just Chad brings up a good point. Muskogee could create a transfer between Shakota, Hilldale, and Muskogee.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I mean, there's always those, there's examples, and that is definitely a good example. But, we look at Muskogee this year. I mean, they were doing stuff, breaking records from the Muskogee teams in 1985, I think, was Muskogee's last year. They've had some good teams. McGee, and they had another player that was really, really good. Went to OU just to – 2007, somewhere in that range. They've had good teams. Matt Hennessy won well there. Ron Lancaster won
Why
there.
did Hennessy leave there?
I was gonna ask. I was curious why. Well, before can I ask is why did they not pass him?
Well, obviously there's somebody in the
pissed
community.
somebody off.
Yeah, there's somebody.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 people in the community that don't want
Okay,
him.
so
Or 3, I should say.
I will say this. I've never met Coach Hennessy before. I know his cousin, who's a friend of mine, and we're Facebook friends, so that's as close as we get. So
that's big time these days. That's everything.
I'm just putting everything out that I know.
I got thousands of friends.
I'm just saying, Coach Hennessy comes off as someone as you love him, or you're in one corner, or you're not in the corner of Coach Hennessy. So there was a situation in 2007, and I think this is true. Coach Hennessy was leaving Muskogee's football facility, and a kid, I think on a bicycle, maybe he was walking, did go in front of Coach Hennessy's vehicle, and there was a collision. Coach Hennessy had a player take him into the clubhouse, and Coach Hennessy called the kid's stepfather, I believe, and said, "Hey, this just happened. We had someone take him in there. He's there." Coach Hennessy goes on to the football meeting with the mill. They have a football, they have mills, and so he didn't call the authorities, didn't stay with him, and so that came out in 07. So
Got to follow procedures.
yeah.
That'll do it.
So I think
Well, how about just make sure a kid's okay?
yeah. And maybe he
took-
did,
he
but
took
he
the
didn't
medical
stay,
staff,
he didn't
athletic
stay
trainers.
with him. Yeah. So I think that
You don't
just
want to get
being
behind this one, Ronnie.
just being
Got a tape job.
that there's been articles and all that, so that is there. So maybe I think that probably does play a role.
Yeah, I
that.
would.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
Let's go.
Jamel Owens, thank you, TBJ,
So 2 of the board members were on the board at that time then.
or know about it,
Or knew about it.
Or 3, because it was 3-2.
Or 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, 3-2. No,
but that I think that probably played a factor.
I don't think there's any question it would.
Yeah.
That and again, I don't know the coach either, but Hennessy. But I have read some of his tweets,
Yeah.
and he much like me.
Oh boy.
Is,
That's not- okay.
Yeah, it's a fair comparison.
Yeah, much like me.
Yeah,
I get the no vote now.
He's an acquired taste.
I get the no vote.
No, he's an acquired taste.
I get the no vote
right?
now.
Right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
an acquired taste. Yeah, acquired taste.
Tony Wilson says 6A2 is way easier than 4A. Fight me.
I agree with you, Tony. I can't fight you.
No, that's no. I agree with that.
I agree with
6A2
you.
was 4 teams. this
wouldn't?
entire
Yeah.
year.
I'm about
Yeah.
to say, who wouldn't agree with that?
No, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I just don't think. I mean, his
year.
name's on the field, guys.
Yeah.
Put there 2 months ago. How's that a graceful exit?
In September, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously the dollars is a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I
Now
mean,
they would pay more to get a guy with his pedigree.
And Muskogee does have better facilities.
They
Wagner
do.
has great facilities.
facilities.
But Muskogee does have better facilities.
Are they going to put his name on the field in Muskogee?
well, this depends. If he wins another 9 there, he will.
Let's say, how long has Coach Condon been coaching at Wagner?
487 years.
He's 50.
Quite a while.
He's been there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can look that up here.
He's been there long enough to where they decided to put his name on the field.
Yeah.
Chris asked, will 6A2 ever be strong?
Not top to bottom.
Not with transfers.
No, not top to bottom. And I think Ronnie just hit on a big point. I think a lot of the elite kids,
If you're good in 6A2 and you're elite, you're going to go to 6A1 school.
because kids for some reason think that's going to help them, and I don't. I think if you're that good,
Plus, they don't have the facilities like Jinx Wasso.
Correct.
And Union. Yeah.
Coach Condit just finished his 20th year at Wagner.
So he got there when he was 30.
what's his career record?
Well, were they 13-1 this year?
Yeah.
228 and 37.
Good Lord. Yeah, let's leave that
Less
place.
than 2 losses a year.
I was getting bored, Phil. New
And
challenge.
I did tell Chris this. The only thing I could think of logical that would work for me is he wants to go prove it. He can do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's got left to prove.
What is
but
it? Yeah, what is it? He wants 9. You said. What else is there?
I don't know if it's 9. Is it?
What's
9?
that?
How many state titles does Condit have? I was thinking like 7 for
I
some
apologize.
reason.
You guys know I'm new here, so
No, you're
good.
We
Questions are
should
good.
know that.
Let me see if I can see.
We just fake most of it anyway, Jordan.
you freestyling along.
Yeah, just follow along.
I don't even know.
And plus, you
Wagner is.
gotta have your notes.
I didn't even know Wagner had football. Till
Right,
2 weeks
right,
ago.
Wagner won football in 11, 14, 15, 16, 20, and 22. So he has 6 state championships.
That's it. Oh, I'd leave too from Muskogee. Sounds boring over there in Wagner.
6 state titles.
I think Elgin just drove him out of
They
town.
better back the Brinks truck up if they want me to leave.
But how confident do you have to be to go to Muskogee? Actually, again, what we're talking about 6A2 probably being obviously one of the weaker, like top heavy classes.
Yeah, no doubt.
How confident do you have to be that you can turn that program around, get transfers, and obviously, again, was really just Choctaw, Muskogee, Stillwater. Sand Springs is okay.
In the conversation, yeah.
What grade's Charbonneau?
He's a junior, isn't he?
Junior, yeah, I think so.
So if you bring him
He
with
look
you
good
to
in green.
He'll be in
with
green.
you to Muskogee,
Start that spiral of
everything.
players
I thought
coming
he was
in.
a
Yeah.
senior for some reason.
No, the kid is going to.
Oh, he was a senior.
Shield Knight.
Shield Knight,
Shield
Alex Shield
Knight,
Knight, yeah. Yeah, that's the other part, with all the transfers. That's another topic there. But is it possible that Condit was staying around with his seniors? He's been hanging around for a lot of senior classes.
I think Charbonneau's a
That's
senior,
what they're saying in the
guys.
chat. Let me see.
I don't think he's a junior. I think he's a senior.
Jared thinks
No, he's a
senior.
junior. Oh no, he's a senior. Sorry, class of 2025. So
Okay.
yeah,
Senior.
Yeah, he's senior.
never
Yeah.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
The old guy got one right.
Well, yeah.
We'll go talk about that.
Now what's the draw to Muskogee? I mean, obviously, we don't know what it is, but I would.
Yeah, I don't
assume that
know
would be one
because
of those.
if you're at Wagner, you're more likely to pull kids to Wagner than you would be at Muskogee. I think.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Again,
it.
you don't necessarily have to
No, they didn't
walk
name
the
the
halls of
field after. They
Muskogee
named the
either.
stadium after him.
Yeah.
The stadium, not the field. The stadium.
Yeah, his name is on the. I was at the
Good
stadium a few
Lord.
weeks ago. His name is.
Dale, don't do it. Don't do it, Dale.
They'll do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
According to a search, the Tulsa World, as of 2022, his salary was around $115,400.
Oh, that's it. Muskogee can give him 5 more than that. Phil,
You're going to have to add a bunch more money onto that for me to leave.
you get a gas stipend,
You get set there.
food.
Oh, I'm sure.
Stadium is
The stadium. The stadium is named after
He
him.
might take it with him. Take that to Muskogee.
Oh, very.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, we'll
I don't
see.
get it.
It's a great move.
We'll see. Muskogee might be. Well, if he says no or changes his mind, Wagner's got to come back and counter, right?
Oh, Wagner's not going to let him leave without a fight.
Oh, is this a leverage? You guys think this might
Could be a leverage.
for a new contract?
After 20 years there,
I don't know if it's leverage, but you still, if you're
it's
Wagner,
logical.
you still try to keep the guy there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It
100% is leverage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be leverage.
Hell yeah.
Boy, if Muskogee strikes out on their top 2 options,
That's why you should do this stuff very quietly.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I'm surprised to see all this stuff leaking out.
yeah. It is. Yeah, just Chad was making kind of
114.
115.
115, yeah.
115. So
That's that. My boy in Muskogee, just give him the job.
we saw Blankish. I mentioned Hennessy's been there. Rafe Watkins was there for a little bit. Ron Lancaster was obviously there. Matt Hennessy, Josh Blankenship was there. Travis Hills had by far the best success.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being at that job. And I have Coach Hill in high regards on the coaching deal. And it sounds like it's been reported on X, I guess, on Twitter, that Jinx offense coordinator Jay Wilkinson is now going to be his offense coordinator at Broken Arrow, which I think Jay might have been there when they won the state championship.
So the Jinx OC is going to
Broken
BA
Arrow.
to be the OC?
Yep. Yeah,
That's a big hit for Jinx.
Well, I'm just telling you, Travis.
who you asked.
Travis, I think Travis Hill will do really freaking well at Broken Arrow. Really well.
Well, ask Jordan the question you asked last week.
What's the
Where you got when you asked Mark
Oh,
too? We got 5 different answers on that.
We did get 5 answers.
You're tiebreaker, no pressure.
I tried to. No,
I didn't get asked.
Yeah, you
I
did,
asked.
Phil.
Yeah, you did, Phil. Yes. I'm trying to remember. I asked somebody else. I'll think of it. Okay, here's the question.
Was it Mark Rogers you asked?
It was Mark Rogers.
Yep.
It was Mark Rogers. Okay. In the tall series, the Big 5. Obviously, there is Lauren Montgomery in Bixby, top of the charts, number 1.
Oh, I remember.
Moving forward, who is your number 2? Gaylor at Jinx, Brown at Union, Hill at Broken Arrow,
Graham at Owasso.
or
Graham at Owasso.
Union.
Blankenship at Owasso. Who's your number 2 with that coach and program moving forward?
I probably would say Graham.
Yeah, my man.
Because, just in my conversations, I've had conversations with all of them.
Okay.
But,
He's excited.
but
I win.
I think as we saw when Graham came in Owasso, you saw some of the transfers that they were able to get on defense. You see the leader of the men. I've talked to plenty of players, throughout our Super 30 series, and, everybody loves the guy. I mean, you can't say that about some of these other coaches. I can't say that.
You can say it about Bill.
You can't. I can't say that about Bill. But
Don't
it was
sleep.
just
Don't
different.
sleep on the legend.
Not to say some of these guys aren't player coaches, but I think it's some of them have the players that I've talked to invested a lot into Coach Graham heading into the year this year, and obviously with the 12-1, 12-0 start to the season that they had, I think he can really go to Union, his alma mater, and do some big things.
Yeah.
And obviously, again, he can bring some guys in. He
Yeah.
has a lot of influence in that area, and again, a lot of people.
And if Blankenship hires his son at Owasso, you're going to see some back sitting out of that place.
And just to be fair, you do have Lauren at Bixby number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't want to put word. Yeah.
He's different level.
I can't believe you even think that.
Yeah.
What, Graham? You were surprised I said Graham?
No.
Oh,
Chris, think you would put Bixby first.
of course I would.
Okay. I was making sure.
This was the only
Just
year
being
that
fair,
I
Phil.
went.
Aggressive.
This was the only year that I I've only been here for 2 years, but you know what I'm saying. Like this is the first year.
Hell, you've only been
I was
alive
kinda
since
here.
last Thursday. That's true.
This is the year that I was like, I don't know. All year I was saying Owasso. I'm like, Owasso is they're the biggest team,
so
the
were we.
strongest. Exactly.
Bixby
And
was
I'm
my
like,
preseason championship pick, and I changed it to Owasso.
You jumped off that train.
And then because you're like, if it's any year that Bixby won't win it, is this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do it this year. So it's like.
Good luck.
Can't really-
Good luck going
if
forward.
If they were gonna lose it this year, if they weren't gonna win it this year, if they were gonna win it this year, if they were gonna lose any year, it would have been this year, and they won. So it's
Yeah.
like you can't really go against.
Yeah, I'm never picking against them again until they lose.
Owasso's like they beat Jinx in triple overtime, where Jinx would
Yeah.
have beat Bixby in the state championship. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a hot take.
He's been saying.
It-
He's been
depending
talking.
on how you ask,
He's been
who you
talking
ask,
of
it's a hot
Jinx.
He's a
take.
Jinx homer.
It's been Jinx all year long.
He loves
Exactly
Jinx.
right, yeah.
Loves Jinx.
Absolutely. So,
He's thinking about leaving the broadcast team at Guthrie and start taking over Jinx.
I was offered the union job
I know you were.
several years
I
back.
know. I
back
know
in
you
the
were.
day.
I know.
I said I can't leave, Phil.
I don't think that's what you said. You said if you double that. I remember.
Okay, we need to take our time out here. We're going to come back. Coach of the Year ideas, Player of the Year ideas. We need your thoughts on who that is. Jordan's got some articles to write, so we need to help him out.
I do. You guys do need. I need help.
I got a website.
Do
for
I get a
that.
vote?
Absolutely,
Oh,
get a
good.
Phil
Can I have a
vote.
card?
I need all the opinions and everything.
need my
I'm taking
notes?
everything in.
I'm giving you the
I
right
need
answers.
notes. I need chat. Talk to me. Who are some of the
Give me
best
the right
players?
answers.
So we're gonna give Jordan some answers. He's gonna take some notes during the show here on who we think Jordan should put for Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. We'll break
Offense
down each
and
class,
defense.
offense and defense. So we're gonna break it down. We need your thoughts in the comments. Take our opening timeout. Big thank you to all of our great sponsors, including our title sponsor, Red River Roofing. We'll come back with coach, player, all that good stuff of the year. This is the High School Huddle.
At home, the office, or your commercial building, you want a professional roofing contractor you can trust. Red River Roofing Siding and Windows has been the Oklahoma leader in residential and commercial roof repair, maintenance, and replacement for over 2 decades. Partnering with the best manufacturers to offer the best roofing systems with the best warranty protection and the best financing plan in the industry. Avoid the high volume of underqualified, untrained contractors and call Red River Roofing Siding and Windows today.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471. Welcome back, High School Huddle, final show, football show of the season. December 18th, 2024. Ronnie Phillips, Jordan Davis of the Oklahoman, Phil Nichols, and Chris Evans. Jordan does a fantastic job of covering high school athletics here in the state of Oklahoma for the Oklahoman, not just football, but does a great job overall, and that's why we have him here on the show. And I say that because there's a large newspaper up in the Tulsa world, but they are surrounded by Tulsa. I mean, the world literally falls off at Sapulpa.
Yeah,
and they don't even know there's football teams on the west side of the state.
I say that I think on this show a goal of mine is to be fair to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lawton, Hooker, Guyman, Miami, Durant. We try to encompass all of it here on the High School Huddle, and I think you guys at the Oklahoma do one of the best jobs of encompassing the entire state. Of doing that. And what I really like about you guys is when you have your all-state list coming up here in a few weeks or a month, whatever it may be, It's not just seniors. It's not just junior. It's everybody. It's all classes. It's best players regardless of what class or where they're from. So I think you guys do a great job in doing that.
Thank you. And it takes a lot of research and preparation. Like we're working on them now without even stats, and then so it definitely is. I appreciate you for acknowledging that.
I can only imagine how many emails and messages, direct messages you get about this or that, good or bad, through your journey of all the sports that you cover.
I mean, yeah, because it's not just football; it's basketball. Softball obviously is a big deal here as well. And we had our softball list come out a few weeks ago, and
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. Like I was surprised. I got a lot of feedback for the softball list, kind of like what you're talking about. People were surprised to see, because you're like, okay, where is the Oklahoma City people at? But this is an all-state list. We have our all-city and big all-city list for Oklahoma-centric for a reason, but I was like, there's some players that I've never even heard of, that I never even covered myself, but you see 23 home runs come across your desk, you have to be on there.
From the girl from Picola.
Alyssa Parker. Then you have Goose Hutchins, who's from Wagner. Her and Alyssa tied for the most home runs this year. So I say all that to say, yes, we try to encompass the entire state with everything that we do. So, and it's very time consuming, and it's not the easiest job, but we're trying. You guys got to be careful.
You got Elgin coming after you right now in the chat.
Yeah. Were you responsible for the 4A rankings this year, Jordan?
I was.
Okay.
What'd you rank Elgin?
I had Elgin.
Just protect your. Oh, never mind. 3. Okay. Yeah.
I had Wagner.
Continue, chat board.
I had Wagner 1, Tuttle 2, and Elgin 3 all year.
Chris, ask me now. Go ahead. Pin chat, and then I'll answer.
You had Elgin 1 all year?
Of course.
I know you guys did. I apologize.
No.
I hadn't got a chance to.
Not these two.
I got off the Wagner train and went to Elgin. I like to say I came out of my coma.
When did you get off the Wagner?
Playoffs.
When Shield Knight got hurt?
Yeah.
I came off when Shield Knight got hurt.
Yeah. I got hurt.
Chris, week 0. Yeah.
Who was Alyssa Parker? Tony is trolling, and I know he's trolling.
He's 1,000% trolling.
Yeah, because I remember seeing we were covering basketball this year, state tournament. And I remember him turning to her. He was like, "Oh, she's the best player. She's the best player in the country. I'm telling you right now, Jordan, you got to get on." And here you go. Now, a month ago, I named her our player of the year this year. So, Tony, you were on to something, man.
Yeah, she sticks out. You can just. I've seen her play softball just a couple times, but I've seen her play basketball a whole lot. And she separates herself.
30 per game scorer.
Yeah.
She's all over the court.
Appreciate you, Chad.
Yeah, Patty Gasso going with her there. So, okay, so let's begin discussion here for Coach of the Year. And it's always a tough situation. Take college football, for example. Nick Saban won 25,000 state national championships. A lot of those times he wasn't the Coach of the Year just because it's Alabama. You're supposed to win. Is that the same thing that we're probably more than likely going to be doing for Bixby?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so because.
But if this was the year for him to get it,
it would be this year.
Because
again, like I just said, if nobody thought, let me not say nobody, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, like everybody thought Owasso was the most massive offensive line in the state, most, I guess you could say, talented defensive line in the state. Then you have, their playmakers on both sides of the ball. You're like, there's no way that Owasso loses this thing, right? In the way that Bixby started out the year, dropping games to Norman and they dropped the games to Owasso. Obviously, you're like, oh, I don't know. This might be the year where Bixby doesn't win it.
First 2 losses since like 2017.
Yeah, exactly, 2017. Yeah. So it's like, if there was any year that Lauren would win it, it would be this year because nobody. Let me not say nobody again, but
very few.
They stopped them on 4th and half a yard.
Yeah.
To come back and win that game. That's big time.
Most people didn't expect Bixby to win. So if you're gonna say Lauren Montgomery, sure, but he's been Coach of the Year so many years. So it's like he's like a shoe-in. Like what I just talked about. Like every year, LeBron isn't gonna win MVP. Michael Jordan isn't gonna win MVP every year. It's like it's more of a testament to Lauren's greatness and everything that he's built at Bixby.
And the great thing about 6A1 was there wasn't more than 3 teams that
could have won it.
Was in the conversation.
Well, and this is why my Coach of the Year is really easy. It's actually not difficult for me at all.
Chalmer Wyatt?
Wyatt. Best classification of football in the state of Oklahoma is Class 4A, top to bottom. Not even close. And they steamrolled through the season.
They did everything that was asked upon them.
I mean, I think he's Coach of the Year, and I don't think it's close.
So the other names to consider: Chalmer Wyatt, Lauren Montgomery, Antonio Graham.
Yep.
You got to consider him.
Absolutely.
You know, Mike Dunn just won his 3rd in a row at Carl Albert in dominating fashion. Not only winning games, but dominating people. You got to consider them. Jake Corbin at Choctaw. We talked about Muskogee. We've talked about Bixby. We talked about Stillwater. We talked about all these other schools. Choctaw gives over that hump for the first time since 1960-something.
Yeah.
I think his name definitely has to be considered as well. 3A, Lincoln Christian was expected to be there. Yeah. Coach Ricky. 2A, Washington was expected. They had the state's longest winning streak. Washington, Coach Ricky at Lincoln and Coach Biller at Washington, they kind of fall into the Lauren Montgomery. Mike Dunn at Carl, he falls into the Lauren Montgomery decision.
Yes.
But also, you take a look at some teams that didn't win the state championship that came out of nowhere. Justin Meredith at Edmond Memorial. Yeah. No one would have ever thought they would be in the Final Four of 6A1.
He should be mentioned.
Norman had their best season since 2019 or 2012.
They beat Bixby.
Yep. They didn't obviously make it to these other places that these coaches did, which, trust me, winning a state championship has a lot to go to determine who your coach of the year is. But, Talihina didn't have a football team a couple of years ago. Now that coach has them in a state championship game.
Well, Coach Beller.
I
mean, he got me. He's got a brother on staff. They are identical looking. They're not twins, but they're identical.
He got you good.
He did?
I saw it on camera.
And then I stopped and I went, okay, black shoes. Coach Beller's got black shoes because they were dressed alike too. Yeah, but Coach Beller's got to be in the conversation as well. But for me, it's Coach Wyatt.
Ronnie, who would be your coach of the year? I don't know if Jordan can do his because he's got to.
I can't.
Yeah, he can't do it. So we're not going to.
That's fine.
We're trying to convince Jordan.
I'll give you.
You guys have to convince me, man.
I'll give you my notes.
I'm looking at all these. I'm looking at all the cases. Please give me cases in the chat. Please, chat.
Yeah. My coach of the year would be to Coach Chalmer Wyatt. First ever state title in Elgin history. Yes, Elgin talks. They backed it up all year long. All year long. There's nothing you could do.
Even in the scrimmage.
They talked.
Just tilt your cap, boys.
And then, and again, they had the transfer offensive linemen come in. They had a couple good guys, of really good guys.
But he's a little bit different because it's a military. It's not.
No. I'm not faulting him at that at all.
Listen,
but that offensive line was big time.
They were good. I think they'd still have one of the best offensive lines in for damn sure 4A without him.
Navy.
They've got a kid going to Navy.
Navy commit.
Yeah, that's right.
And then him. Stud. But and again, Ritzenmeyer, probably the greatest athlete to ever walk the halls of Elgin High School.
42 carries, 227 yards. I give a super majority of that to his offensive line. Those holes were huge.
Yeah,
he was rushing for 10 yards a carry.
It was stupid.
Game?
Yeah, I mean it was
5.4.
Huge holes
in the first half.
The first half it was way more than that.
I mean, the Williams kid who's going to Navy, I believe is his name. All he is 6'3", 200, and he's trying to get down to 270.
He's nasty on that line too.
He's an offensive lineman. That's dirty. And I don't mean dirty player. I mean dirty and good dirty.
Yeah.
He's mean. He's mean. On the field, he's mean.
The play calling of Elgin was outstanding.
And that's the thing. You can have some great players, but you got to have the coach that can organize them and pin them the way they end. And I think Coach Wyatt did a superb job of that. Like I said, Ritzenmeyer, big-time football player, 2-time state champion wrestler, best sports, probably baseball.
Yeah.
He's a stud. But again, like I said, Elgin, them and their coaches and their fans, they talk it, but they actually walked it this time. So I'll go Coach Wyatt.
And we knew 2 years ago when we went down there and played them in the first round, we were calling the Guthrie game.
Yep.
We got in the car to leave that night and said, oh, boy, they're really good.
Yeah.
And there's sophomores everywhere on the field, and they were so good as sophomores. Yep. But no, I'm a big-time fan of Elgin.
Yep.
I love the way they do it. I got to talk to a lot of their dads on the sideline, a lot of the Booster Club supporters, classy guys. They just love their kids, and they love their Elgin football. And if you're mad at that for how they act, go get a life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when people say something about a kid and will say, well, he's this, he's that. Well, if he played for your school, you'd say he was misunderstood. So just calm down. I mean, I love how Elgin does it. Keep rattling those milk jugs, baby. Keep rattling it.
Tony says, think about the job by Timberlake when they had their grandson and son in the hospital with leukemia. Talk about a distraction.
Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, Chalmer. I would have Jake Corbin as my number 2. My coach of the year would be Chalmer Wyatt. I go back between him and Jake Corbin. Jake Corbin, a lot of pressure on him to get to where that state champion. I mean, it was a lot of pressure.
You can see the relief on the interview after the game.
Are you kidding me?
He's been to semifinals where he was a yard away from getting to the state championship. He's been in state championships, and they had a lot of players around them. So he had a lot of pressure to win it because it's just the culture around there, the gold standard, if you will. But my coach of the year is Chalmer Wyatt. Just the way they did it.
In the toughest classification.
In the toughest classification. And, beating a very good Tuttle team
who most teams are scared when they go up against them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Elgin. Yeah, right.
Tuttle was close to this close from getting blown out.
They had a certain
Very close,
certain kind of energy on their sideline. You know what kind I'm talking about.
Big energy.
Big energy.
Big energy.
Big energy.
Big energy.
I mean, it's
it's a real thing. Oh yeah.
I'm just telling you what. I used to always say if I didn't live.
You want to talk about confidence? Those kids are confident.
Oh yeah. I used to always say if I wasn't going to live in Guthrie, I'd want to live in Stillwater. I could live in Elgin. No, I could. I think those are my kind of people.
Well, they got the pizza parlor, but after that,
they got Brahms.
Well, I can go to Lawton. They got Popeyes.
That's what I'm saying.
They got Popeyes a lot.
You have to go Lawton.
Can I ask how close would the game be if C.J. Simon doesn't go out with a hand injury?
Yeah, that was a factor.
That's a big factor. He had 130 yards in the first half, and there was nobody stopping him.
Yeah.
So he goes out for a quarter and a half, comes back with 5 minutes left to go in the game. That completely changed the game.
Yeah, six receptions, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and missed maybe a quarter of the game.
They missed, because that fourth quarter they come out flat. In the fourth quarter they can't get past the 50. Or they might have got past the 50, but they couldn't get past the 40. They couldn't move the ball. Is my point. Without C.J. Simon on the field. So I think that also plays a part too in how we talk about it. But I understand obviously Elgin, nothing to take anything away from Elgin. Yeah, he missed the whole third quarter.
And we all know this. We're all sports guys. I mean, injuries are part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
But I think Elgin's the kind of team that if he had been there, I think this was a team that had their team of destiny. I think they were destined to win the state title this year. I mean, and I can tell you this from being around them on the sideline, based on what I saw on the sideline, great kids. Very respectful, very disciplined, great kids. So, I think they would have found a way.
It was all about that offensive line.
Yeah.
Retzenmeyer being able to run through there. Tressler, the quarterback, managing the football game well. Great play calling by the offensive coordinator.
Adam. Yep.
And then just a tremendous offensive line. It was the offensive line. I mean, it was no doubt the offensive line. So thank you to Just Chat letting us know CJ missed the entire third quarter.
Yeah.
I just kept waiting for him to come out of the locker room.
Yeah.
Dion Amade, who was doing our sideline, kept looking, and finally came back in. So, that's a good point, Jordan, there. Okay, so Coach of the Year, us three and us. We'll see what Jordan and his crew have to say here in a few weeks.
Don't screw this up.
I'll try not to.
All right.
I'm not the only one on the beat.
We don't want to hear that crap.
We'll put it on X. We'll exit and,
it's not just
call him out.
3-0.
Me and Nick started.
We're 3-0. Who?
Me and Nick.
Give us his number.
We have to come to a compromise. Me and Nick Sardis have to come to a compromise.
Well, you tell Nick if he wants to feel safe.
I feel you.
No, that'll be good though. There's a lot of deserving folks.
Great, deserving.
Yeah,
so it's like each, no matter who we choose, it's not necessarily going to be the right choice. But people are going to feel the way regardless.
I mean, if you don't pick Wyatt, it's not going to be the right choice. But whatever.
I hear you.
So before we get to our players of the year, offensively and defensively, let's talk about Carl Albert.
Who?
Titans.
Oh.
Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Carl Albert, 3 times they've won state championships now. 53 points they allowed all season long. Two teams scored twice on them the entire time.
Yeah.
We talked about the
How's
defense.
one of those teams Lawton?
And Claremore.
How is that?
I don't know.
It's amazing.
Maybe something late in the game. I don't know.
Somebody fell down.
But you look at Carl Albert's defense, they have 3 players committed to or signees for University of Oklahoma. They have 1 with the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and then 1 with Harding University in Caden Davis. That's 5 players. I think someone told me he was going to Harding.
Harding's a good school.
Division 2.
Caden's going to Harding?
That's what I was told.
I didn't know that.
Well, he'll be a player over there.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's finalized, but
see that.
All-time leading tackler. School history.
And then we haven't got to the front 4 of Carl Albert yet. And then, Marcus James, we haven't mentioned, he's one of the OU signees. But the offense wasn't what we have seen in years past, but they didn't have to be as elite as they were with 53 points given up all season long.
And again, Terry Bennett says 6 points in the first half all year long.
It's unbelievable. 6 points in the first half. Now,
stupid.
With success, you're going to have those kids who moved in. But Caden Davis, program kid. Tristan Haynes, program kid. Trey Washington, program kid. The starting quarterback, Woodring, program kid.
All the linemen.
Years past they've had more than this year, but just a remarkable job. Casey Porter, good friend of ours, used to say back a long time ago, it would be boring to be an OU fan. You beat everybody 50-0. Is it fun? Is it fun to be a Carl Albert fan?
Yes.
Is it?
I think
because they didn't I would assume Carl Albert should be filling out their side of the stadium.
They've never filled up the stadium.
Yeah, they've never. Yeah, it's not a community.
Never. It's not.
In my opinion,
There's a difference between
so much of a community.
This
is a community.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a mid-deal. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Well, I want to say this about CA because a lot of my friends on social media, you always see a lot of crazy stuff, and it's easy to tell the people that don't understand the rules and whatnot. Yeah. But there's people from Guthrie after the game saying, "Well, I think Carl Albert should have to go play 6A." Well, it's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's off enrollment.
I understand the argument.
I understand the argument, but it's not how it works. And then you always hear, and I think this takes away from all those kids you just mentioned, Chris. And we've talked about it too, but everybody gets so fired up about the transfers. Okay, they had the tailback from
Santa Fe,
Choctaw that came in.
Santa Fe, yep.
He was a good player, but he sure wasn't what they used to have.
Right.
And they had the backup quarterback that kind of served as an athlete.
Daniel Newton.
Yeah, from Santa Fe. The mass majority of those kids on the Carl Albert football team are Carl Albert kids. I mean, I just don't. I respect the daylights out of CA, so I don't like it when folks go after and make it sound like that's the only reason that they've won 19 state titles, guys.
Since 1989.
19. Just tip your hat and acknowledge that 5A goes through Carl Albert.
Yep.
There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. I mean, that's a little frustrating for me.
No, one of the best teams I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's 3 teams in the state that can beat them. That'd be Jinx, Owasso, and Bixby. Those 3 teams would beat them. I think Union would have an opportunity, but I don't know.
I don't think Muskogee or Choctaw could beat them?
No. Elgin, as good as you are, you ain't even getting close to Carl Albert.
I think they would compete.
Do note.
I don't think so.
Do note. We got to see Carl play Bixby one year, and it was
not
close.
pretty. Yeah.
That was cute, wasn't it? We went over that night. It was during the COVID year.
Yep.
And Carl Albert had a game canceled, and Bixby had a game canceled. So I don't know who and Carl Albert thought it'd be a good idea, but I think
this was the peak of Bixby.
It was the peak of Bixby, and also it was the peak of CA. Because I think they had 1 loss in several years at that time.
Not to the peak of Bixby, but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean. They lost like 1 game in 3 or 4 seasons. I mean, they were on a run, and they got absolutely dog walked.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ugly.
They won't schedule that again.
No, and if somebody does, he should be fired the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to talk about. Now, I will say this. I'll make an argument that Carl Albert had the best defense in the state of Oklahoma.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
so good.
Carl Albert's offense this year was above average for 5A, but it wasn't tremendous. Now, they averaged over 50 points a game.
And I think we fall into comparing them to the Kevin Sperry's and
team.
JT Remotos. We fall into that trap.
Yeah.
But that's why I say they're above average.
Correct.
I was going to ask, this version of Carl Albert, like we were just talking about with Bixby, like I guess not the weakest, but you know what I'm saying, like the least dominant.
That defense was so elite, though. I think that offset a lot. That defense is elite. I think that's the best defense I've seen at Carl Albert in the 20-some years I've watched them.
So is it fun to be a Carl Albert fan? If you were a season ticket holder and you went to every game, did you have a fun season?
Well, I don't think they had.
No.
You have a kid on the team?
You're paying. I think he's being. Yeah, I say I don't think people who don't have kids, I don't think they go to Carl Albert games.
Right.
I mean, there are a few probably, but not
There's
very
some
many.
old time, yeah.
Sure.
They graduated from there in 68.
Yeah, I mean, you're the biggest Carl Albert fan for 4 years.
Right.
I mean, again, I think the best offensive player on that team. We didn't even mention Speedwack. How good is he?
Kicker.
It's pretty good.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
He hit that daggone ball on the 2-yard line, spun it, and makes them pick it up and run
On
it
purpose.
On purpose.
I agree.
He was big time.
Yeah, they're special. That defense is special.
I would like to see Carl Albert, and maybe they've tried before. I wouldn't mind seeing him playing a Union or a Bixby or James every now and then.
I think they should
just to give us
absolutely,
a show.
do like a Union who's kind of down right now.
And Carl Albert always plays a tough schedule every year.
They've had several state championships. They've lost 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Put
In that
what
19.
Tony said up there, and we'll talk about that for a second.
Tony here.
Yeah. Talking about Carl Albert here.
But they also draw every year from 3 schools. Middale School District is, I don't know, last time I saw around 5,000 students. And yes, if you live in the Middale School District, you can select your school before your freshman year and you go
Before your freshman year, which you can also do anywhere now.
You get 1 transfer.
You get 1 transfer.
Yep.
You can establish your enrollment at Carl Albert before your freshman year.
But nobody's wanting to go to Carl Albert if you're not having success.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your effort, your results is what makes people want to come there.
But like you say, bigger pool, 5,000 kids.
It is a bigger pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Not counting the transfers.
Yeah, not counting transfers. You have 5,000 kids to pick
Choctaw's in the
from.
neighborhood just across the lines.
They get a lot of those kids.
Yeah. So there are definitely some advantages winning football games. That's like when Kevin Sperry came to Carl Albert. Was like, man, dude, if you really want to showcase, go to Union.
Exactly right. Yeah.
If you're Kevin Sperry, do you want to beat Union or do you want to beat Western Heights?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Kevin Sperry wanted to be close to OU at the time. But don't worry, he'll transfer. Where'd he go last week? Florida State. Don't worry, he'll probably never play there.
Yeah.
He'll transfer again, fortunately.
Okay, we need to take our next time out. We got to talk about players of the year and a whole lot more. We still got a whole lot more to talk about. We're going to do that here after our next time out here on the the High School Huddle.
The next show.
That's the next show.
Mom, Red River's gonna fix our roof.
Buddy, it's gonna be easy getting a quote after that storm. Have you seen those roofers?
I can get you a new roof. Wait.
That will be out of business next week.
Roofing!
Let's quit messing with these clowns and call Red River Roofing.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the 3rd row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Isn't it amazing how we're talking about Carl Albert winning the state championship, but we're talking about we want to see them play this team, this team, this team. We're not even talking about winning. It's just like an afterthought now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've said that since pregame show. We knew that. Yeah, we knew they were going to win.
Yeah, we knew that since July.
Yeah. We did our first show.
Well, really, since last December.
Yeah.
It is the High School Huddle title sponsor brought to you by Red River Roofing. And real quickly, let's hear from our good friends.
Nothing revitalizes your home faster than new siding. Transform your house into your dream home with Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Call today for a free inspection.
Big thank you to all of our sponsors this entire year.
That's our big
It's
time.
been a very rewarding season here on the High School Huddle, and a big part of that is all of our people in Chatville.
Absolutely.
Makes it work really, really well. So big thank you to everybody with that. We're with Jordan Davis of the Oklahoman. Does a great job of covering high school athletics, and we'll talk about moving forward into the winter sports with Jordan in our next segment. But let's get into some candidates for the Player of the Year in the state of Oklahoma. And this is always tough. It's really tough for you because you got to put it out to the masses of people. But, you know, the 6A kid is going to be a little bit different from the Class A kid. They all do different things against different levels of competition. And then you have players like Tristan Haynes at Carl Alberts, who has the high ceiling on the D1 level. Numbers aren't there. They didn't have a toughest schedule.
Army
as
All-American?
others.
Maybe.
Is it Navy All-American game?
All-American type deal. Or you have someone like Katie Jones at Jinx that has every opportunity to have that level. Shaker
Washington.
Shaker Reisig has that deal. But
What's the tight end from Washington? I'm drawing.
Nate Roberts.
Nate Roberts. Yeah.
He is. Him and Tristan had like big time ceilings.
Oh,
Huge. They don't even throw to Tristan. So
Yeah.
Defensive
side,
against Guthrie, they do. They throw him in the open.
Wide open. Well, when you streak down the field and nobody's
flats.
around you.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in a state championship game against Guthrie. But
no, I was saying on defense, like.
I'm sorry.
Defensive back, like they don't. Even
All right, you're right, Chad McAdoo. Everything, anything you can do, he can do just as good, if not better.
McAdoo's a stud.
McAdoo's a stud. Love watching Brady McAdoo play.
And just like the Heisman always goes to a quarterback, and this year goes to a DB wide receiver. But how about the offensive linemen? You know, Owasso has 2 outstanding offensive linemen. Jinx had a couple of good offensive linemen.
USC commit.
Cash
Jacobson.
Jacobson.
And they have Javion Anti, I believe his name.
Anti, moved in from Tulsa Hill, played at Jinx. And then the stud I apologize, Elgin. I cannot say his name, but
Antonio Ogumaro. He's going.
Ooh, that's smooth.
This is my job.
You want to call the game next year?
Sure.
Oh, he's be gone anyway. Never mind.
Is he already gone?
He's at Tennessee right now.
Yeah. I think
he's going to the bowl game.
Yeah, he is.
I thought you were telling me my friend was leaving. I was getting ready to punch you in the face.
Me?
I thought that's what he was saying.
No, I said my friend. Jordan.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, has the Oklahoma ever had an offensive lineman as the Player of the Year?
No. Oh, not to my knowledge. No, I don't think so.
That'd be a big step.
It would be.
So there's
No
definitely
precedent.
arguments for a lot of kids out there, but I'd be curious of what you guys' thoughts on Player of the Year in the state of Oklahoma. Maybe talk about some of the.
Saying offensive player of the year or player of the year?
We can go offense, I guess. Defense, I mean.
That's so hard.
As Jordan said,
It's hard. You got to look at stats. You have to look at impact.
Yeah.
You have to look at team. Like you said, everybody, their situations are different. So, defensive back might have 12 interceptions, but it's like, is he more impactful than somebody who's on the defensive line? You know, like
or is he more impactful than a guy that has one interception or two, but the reason he only has two is
not throwing his
nobody
way.
throws his way.
Like I just said about Tristan Haynes.
Right,
So it's like,
take half the field away.
Alex Schillight at Wagner.
Yeah, no question.
So let's just maybe talk out loud on some of the candidates, and then maybe we can follow it up with the Player of the Year. But I thought it was a great year for the quarterback, David McComb of Edmond Memorial. Had a great season. I get the brothers mixed up at Norman River and Phoenix Murphy.
Yeah, Phoenix Murphy's the quarterback.
Phoenix Murphy's the quarterback. Thank
He
you.
should just win just because of his name.
It's pretty cool.
That's a badass name.
It's not as cool as Falcon, but it's cool.
Then you have obviously Ficklin, who I think is the best quarterback in the state.
We all agree with you on that.
We all agree
So
with
yeah,
We needed the first quarter to
realize that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
This
why.
is what the hype. This is what the hype is about. Right. Especially with the OU stuff.
We always thought he was better than Texas State, but then we saw him again,
absolutely.
and we saw him.
Heading to Utah, which that breaks my heart.
Big 12.
It's transfer world. I mean,
He's a power forward quarterback.
he could be at Georgia or something there the year after.
He's so good, guys.
Yeah, he's good. You have players Elijah Thomas, Shakota,
Katie Jones.
Katie Jones at Jinx. You have I know you guys probably might not say it, but Heritage Hall, Barrett Travis.
Barrett,
I think he
running back.
led the state in rushing yards this year.
Well, I didn't get to see the Shakota kid play, but my buddy did, and he said he's big time.
Yeah.
He said he was really, really good. I never got to see him play,
I haven't.
and he knows football, so when he says he's big time, I believe it.
Yeah, I've seen film. He's a game changer for sure.
There's another compliment to Bixby. The coach, they don't have the coach of the year, and they have the Player of the Year.
That's
No, never do.
Nah.
Formations and team players.
Except for Presley a couple years ago, but yeah, Presley this year was really good too.
Oh, you
Talk about Bixby, yeah.
Shaker, his numbers didn't pan out. They're still good numbers, but Union just struggled the entire year. 682. Ficklin.
Yeah, Ficklin.
Juju. You got to mention Juju on there.
Yeah.
Stillwater. They had a quarterback.
Easton Teal at
Easton
Sand
Teal.
Springs is
Yo,
really
Teal,
good.
the
I saw him play against Choctaw. Him and Dom Forbes, their receiver there. They're going to be a tandem.
Easton Webb.
Easton Webb.
Easton
Sorry.
Webb.
Easton
Yeah.
Webb,
Sorry.
Yeah. Easton
Sorry, I
Webb.
apologize.
Yeah.
Teal is he's a baseball player.
Yeah.
At Stillwater, I think. But yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Easton Webb, definitely. Trying to think other players. So many Elgin fans.
5A. Who would be like the 5A player of the year?
Speedback.
Carl Albert's kicker.
Yes.
He set the record. We do believe it was a record. His reps were up in the
200
press
some.
box.
I was at that
His
game.
reps, yeah, they did come in the press box.
Yeah.
Who did?
His reps.
His reps.
Whoever is in charge of
I know
Carl
who it
Albert
was, but I
staff.
don't want to say. I don't know if I have permission to say.
But
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, but somebody came up there.
Their reps
Singing his
from the school,
No.
like his agents or something.
Family rep.
Oh, family rep. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We got it right, didn't we?
5A doesn't have, in my opinion, a
definitive
person to throw in that crowd.
But there's a lot of good players.
A lot of great
lot
players.
of good players.
But not player of the year.
Nobody outstanding.
Carlock really stood out for me from afar. TJ Bradford at Newcastle, really good running back.
Yeah. 5A. McAllister? No.
I just don't think
Del
there's anybody.
City? No.
Rickland Holmes is this deep.
I love me some Rickland
Yeah,
Holmes.
he's a player, man.
I love me some Rickland Holmes.
Yeah, he's a player.
QB from Newcastle was really good. Like Chad said, yep, forgot.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
forget his
Lot
name.
MacArthur.
Jackson something. I forgot.
Chanel. Yeah, I can't. Shaniels.
I know. Yeah, Jack. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Boy, that would be hard to pick your 5A player of the year.
Yeah.
Tristan Haynes.
Tristan Haynes, or just be safe.
Yeah.
The Washington kid or the James Washington.
Yeah.
Is Washington going to punt at OU? Maybe.
God, he could. I think
He's a 4-year punter at Carl Albert.
he's so.
Did you
good.
hear that ball come off his
Yes,
foot?
you could hear it. You could hear it. It was
Holy cow!
He had a crazy point.
It was a bomb.
But we heard it up top.
Yeah.
I was on the ground and I was like, man, who just kicked that? And you see Seven trotting off the field.
He's kicking as a freshman. I remember.
Yeah. Oh, he was. Yeah, he's
him and McAdoo. Brady McAdoo is also a really good punter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those two.
McAdoo plays chess well. He takes a shower well.
I bet he's really good at ping pong
he mows the yard well.
A lot of these good athletes are really good at ping
You think he
pong.
can crochet?
Absolutely. McAdoo?
Give him 30 minutes.
If he doesn't know how, he'll Google it. Be the best at it in 20 minutes.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Grandmaster chess player too. I heard.
So good.
Nate Roberts was good. I'm just going down the list. So, okay, Ronnie, who's your high school huddle player of the year?
I believe everybody that I heard, and I'll say Elijah Thomas.
Elijah Thomas.
Shakota.
Had a great playoff run, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Did.
He's going to OU.
Going to OU.
Gatorade Player of the Year for Oklahoma got that award as well. Phil?
Ficklin.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I would have to go Ficklin as well.
Touches the ball every play on offense. Is a tremendous defensive back. Punts the ball.
Arm, legs.
Smart.
How big was he in fourth down conversions in that fourth quarter?
He's a good kid, too.
Great kid.
Holy cow.
I got to talk to his dad. We got to talk to his dad before the game. You see where he gets it.
Where was I?
You were up top with all the snooty
snobs.
people.
Yeah, snobs with Jordan.
Oh, working.
You don't come
we
down,
were working.
I did
eating food.
I did our Super 30 on him this year. On Ficklin, great guy. He's like
just a tremendous kid.
He's really humble. You know, one thing we talked about for the majority of the story, he has he take care of his horses. Like he has horses, lives on a ranch since he was.
I would have never guessed that.
I didn't either.
Can I change my vote?
Should have been a cowboy.
Ficklin.
He was dipping Copenhagen the whole game.
No, that's fake.
Okay.
That's how rumors start.
Oh, rumors.
Like the Condon to Muskogee rumor. You don't want to get that started.
Well, Tony should.
Does not make sense.
Makes no sense.
Chad says, I'm going Bird from Muskogee. QB1 is that guy.
Yeah.
Did you ask him how to get the nickname Bird?
I didn't.
BYRD?
That we should have.
He
Text
told
him.
me,
You
but
got his number.
I do have his number. It's probably in the story. Shoot.
That's what I said. You wrote the story.
No, well, Hallie wrote about him last year, so
okay.
she knows where it comes from. I can look it up though, but yeah.
That's like having another coach on the sideline. You just can't do that, Jordan.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Do your own.
You can't?
You got to do your own thing.
You're right. Oh, that's why we moved him up to the.
You know what? There's no rule against it. You know what? Hallie can have
don't
it.
matter.
There's no rule against. She's a good Chandler girl.
There you go.
That's for you.
Shout out Tony. Yeah, shout out Tony, man.
So, all right. So we got Coach of the Year, Player of the Year. I want to know who your Team of the Year is.
Oh wow!
And that's not in the Oklahoman, so you can answer this one, Jordan.
That's a good question.
So not necessarily the best team.
Your team, the team that you just thought you fell in love with, and just man, this is my team. This is my Team of the Year. Like rah, let's go! I'll be in your parade.
I mean, they didn't win, but Tuttle, man, Tuttle. I'm not saying that.
We can't say the same teams either.
I'm not saying that because Chad is on here.
No,
but Tuttle from start to finish. I was really impressed. I've heard about Cruz Campbell. I had heard about him, saw a video, but I went to a game against Blanchard, and on the first drive, he rolled out to the right and threw it across his shoulder to CJ Simon. No, it wasn't C. It was Brady McAdoo for a touchdown, and from that moment on, I'm like, oh man, this kid is going to be special. And I think he's going to be special next year. But top to bottom, they just have playmakers all over the field. And in skill positions, obviously everything starts in the trenches in high school football. Like we talk about offensive line, defensive line, running back, quarterback, but they have skill positions. They have players that can play the lane twins at DB receiver, CJ Simon, like I said, Cruz Campbell, Brady McAdoo, Sean Rounsaville. I mean, they have some guys, some dudes over there, really. So I was obviously I don't pull for anybody to win. I'm not biased, but Tuttle again was my team this year.
You're rooting for Guthrie. You told me.
So
you got the hat and the shirt.
Yeah,
the hat and the shirt. Okay.
You just got to wear it on Guthrie's side. You can't wear it anywhere else.
Can't do that.
There's no rules against that. Let's see here. Just Chad goes with Tuttle. Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah, son plays on there.
What's that?
Son plays on the Tuttle Tigers.
Oh, sure. You got to go with that. Jared, I see what he said. Has to sell newspapers. Okay. Craig says, got to be Elgin or Washington for him. Jared, no, says no doubt. It has to be Elgin for him.
Phil, who would you pick? Who's your team?
Can I have two?
You can have one.
No, but give us your runner-up.
Oh, here's first one. Runner-up first?
No,
or-
runner-up first.
I want runner-up first.
Okay.
Hoo-hoo! Elgin Owls.
That's your runner-up?
Yep.
By the way, Elgin, the first
owl.
The first owl to win a state football championship.
That's right.
Oh, very good. Yeah, love me some Elgin. I had him number 2 all year. It wasn't like I was hating on him. Mine's pretty simple. Give me a bird call, baby. Blue Jays. Based on the parameters
Blue
he
Jays.
said.
Oh.
Who's your ride or die? Who you going to, no matter what. It's the Blue Jays for me, obviously.
How many people had him in a state championship game before the year started?
Before the year started, none
Zero.
of us.
Who had him after week 3?
Well, I know 3 guys that did.
They had him Golden State championship game?
We talked about it.
We talked about it.
We said there's a path.
Yeah.
We said there's a path, and we even told.
Other than us 3.
No, I'm saying us 3.
Yeah.
And if you remember the night, I won't say who, but we talked to a person close to the program and gave him our path, which was the exact path that ended up happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember the rolling of the eyes and the.
I got to be honest, we were pretty good on the show this year. Just to be honest with you.
I mean, I was a season winner, so yeah.
Here we go back.
It was his turn.
Who's your number 1?
We're talking about
Who's your number 1?
There's no me.
Oh, okay.
There's no I in team, but there is a me.
There's a me in that month, like Kobe said.
Oh boy, second greatest ever to do it.
That's right.
There you go. By the way, Jamarian Ficklin got bird because when he was newborn baby, his dad said he looked like a baby bird.
There you go. But it's spelled B-Y-R-D, not B-I-R.
I think it's slang or like,
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
To not
Phil's big on the slang.
Oh yeah, it's cap.
So Guthrie for Phil. All right, Ronnie, you can't pick Tuttle and you can't pick Guthrie.
You can't pick Elgin.
No, that's your runner-up.
Damn it. Okay.
Well, I could pick Elgin.
Well, if you want, if you want to be a Johnny come lately.
I mean, come lately, they've been my number 1 team all year long.
Whatever.
Who? Sorry?
Elgin. I've had a number 1 all year long.
Yeah, you guys definitely gave me some. You guys gave me some slack for having Wagner and Tuttle.
You know, this would be between, for me, A1, A2 would be Choctaw and Elgin. Those Choctaw, they're crazy.
They are crazy.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they are.
They're nuts. They're losing. I mean, getting beat 25-7, and their players are still on the sideline dancing, hollering, say, "Let's go, let's go!"
Oh yeah,
jump around.
Jump around. Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's awesome.
I mean, anybody, if you play for Coach Corbin, you'd run through a wall for that man. Same thing with Elgin. Both of those teams. Those are my teams.
Yeah.
Who's your one team?
A1, A2.
Well, you got to pick one.
No, you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do A, B.
Just go ahead and
One
say
A, one
Elgin.
B,
We all
one
know
B.
you're an Elgin guy.
Just say Elgin, bro.
Elgin.
That's right.
Elgin.
So I can't pick Elgin, I can't pick Tuttle, and I can't pick Guthrie.
That's right.
Well,
He's going to pick Jinx.
You know I love Hooker.
Oh, you love
We
him.
all love Hooker.
Yeah.
I love Hooker. Yeah. My favorites.
Been talking about Hooker all season long.
All year.
Oh, yeah.
All season long.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Hooker versus Rejoice. That was a crazy
oh, boy.
name matchup.
Yeah. The
What are
Christians.
you talking about? What's he talking about?
Football game, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
That's what I'm talking about, the football game. Yeah.
Okay. So you went with Elgin?
I did.
Tuttle, Elgin,
Guthrie.
Just say it.
Just say it.
Who you think?
Oh, you've been
all over Jinx all year
I think
long.
you're in
Go ahead and say it.
negotiations with Jinx to move there.
We did go to the football game.
I hear that. They started out with 0-3.
Yeah, 1-3 eventually. We did win the game.
TBJ said Collinsville.
That's right. It was going to be Collinsville. With all the dead injuries, it really screwed it all up.
I think it had no
Tristan
injuries.
Haynes and the Titans would have had no chance against Skyler Mormon in that passing game. The running game, 1,500-yard rusher for Collinsville, with not even getting to play the full year.
See what happens when we go to the brewery before we get over
He
here?
literally missed one game. You make it sound like he was out for 12 weeks.
No, I think he.
Why are you
quarterback missed a couple
Why are you
games.
making the decision tougher than it has to be?
Exactly. We all know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jinx?
Well, go ahead and say it.
Why are you saying it like Jinx? Like
I'm trying to think of what you think I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to
Jinx.
say.
I think I know what you're going to say, but I don't think it's Jinx.
I was going to go with Elgin,
Yeah.
but that's.
I'll
taken.
say Choctaw. No, too bad. I already said Elgin.
Yeah, I can't go Choctaw.
Yeah, dude. It's not this blood.
I don't know.
It don't got to be a state
No,
champ.
that's not. No.
I
We
don't-
all had to come up with something.
Well, Bixby wouldn't be the right answer.
Absolutely, they would. Big old cojones.
Yeah.
That's the easy answer. That's like the easy
exactly right. I got to be more creative than Bixby.
Yeah, like they had Tuttle and Guthrie for crying out loud.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a team that won.
Yeah.
Talihina is a great story.
Because he said the team you'd be a ride or die for.
Yeah, that's why
That's what you said.
And I should have gone first.
Well, you're the host. You should
Well,
have.
you make the rules, Chris.
All right, maybe we can come back to it here.
No. Give us
need
a
an
team.
answer. Owasso, you've seen Owasso multiple times this year.
You love
Owasso
Owasso.
would be my number 2.
Yeah. I do like Owasso. I like Coach Graham.
Is that who you're
I
going
like
with?
Frankenfield.
Yeah.
Oh,
they didn't win it though.
Everybody say hi to Hunter. Hunter's watching.
Hunter. He's watching for the first time ever.
He's watching.
Wow.
Hunter boy.
Hunter's watching.
Hunter.
Love me some.
By the way, Hunter is coming to Guthrie sometime soon. We offered him $1,000 to cut his hair, and he's going to get his hair cut.
Is he?
Did
Did you
tell Phil it was his money?
No.
To get him a haircut, I'm down.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yep, Hunter, we'll see you soon. Let us know. Yeah, who you going with, Chris? Chad's not letting you off the hook.
Oh, my gosh.
Just say somebody. No, I mean,
Owasso's good.
He doesn't want to say Owasso.
They didn't win state.
Say what?
I want to be with the winners.
Go with Bixby then.
Well, Guthrie didn't win state.
Bixby's boring.
It's the parameters you set. Guthrie wouldn't have been my pick if it had to be somebody that won state. God, so frustrating.
Why?
He's
is this
so
like a,
he's like it's every week, Jordan.
It's all about the attention, Jordan. He just wants the attention.
Shout out $20 chat.
Thank you, Cousin Nate.
Thanks,
Thank
Nate.
you, Cousin Nate.
Davis, Chris, you were so against them to get them to win.
You should. That's big time. You own that.
I do own.
You
Davis.
own that. That's a good point. Good job, Chris.
That's a great point. I picked Jordan for the record. I picked Davis to win a state championship in
They
July.
jumped off in week 3.
And then I picked Adair to beat him. And then I picked Stroud to beat him. And they go all the way to the champion. And then I picked Vian to beat him. Davis Wolves. Davis Wolves.
That's a good one.
That's my team.
I like you. You two made up.
We did it together.
That's good.
We did it together. When you needed motivated, I came to your rescue.
There you go.
Who is it, Chad? Who do you think? Who should have been,
What
Chad?
size ring you get from Davis?
He said he knew.
Oh, he knew. There he goes.
Davis, absolutely. All right, we need to take our third and final timeout.
Hunter just commented.
Oh, wow, this is big time. Hunter Shepard for the first time
Hunter,
ever.
man.
For the first time ever. Davis also had the toughest non-district schedule in the class. Sulphur, Plainview, and Pauls Valley. That's pretty darn good.
Pretty darn good.
Pretty darn good.
Yep.
Now, they did trip up against Holdenville. That's when we started to break up.
You ran away.
Yeah, ran away. So, okay. We're going to take our third and final timeout and come back, wrap up the show here on the high school. Final segment, guys.
Oh, boy.
How
goodness.
do I
Don't worry, August will be here before we know it.
say goodbye? At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
I brought you here today to beg you to call Red River Roofing. They have the best trained staff in the state. The Red River sales consultants are experts that make sure every single roof is 100% waterproof.
I appreciate all your hard work.
Please save your questions for the end. In closing, call Red River today for your free inspection.
I'm convinced.
Red River Roofing. Even the kid gets it.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. It is the best show ever. Hunter Shepard is checking us out for the first time ever. He said he watched this a few times.
Yeah, I think
Never commented.
Doesn't know anything about Guthrie.
He knows. He knows about.
To the Rock?
He knows about everything else.
Never been to
He's
Guthrie.
never been to
Never
the
been to the
Rock.
Rock.
He has no idea
Hunter,
where
you're
that's
missing
all.
out.
You can give him a map, but he has no idea where Guthrie's at.
Hunter, you're missing out. You got to come to the Rock next year. Put it on your calendar right now.
That's right. It's a good one.
Week 1. I want to see you there.
We'll be in Tuttle, first game of the season.
Oh, good to go to the stadium.
You know,
the schedule has already came out?
Well, it's the same as
It's
last
2
year. You
years.
just flip flop.
It's a 2 year.
2 year.
Yep, 2 year schedule.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a flip flop. So whatever this year, flip flops.
Oh, he does know. Never mind.
So we need Hunter. I think the game for you to come would be Blanchard at Guthrie. That'd be a great game for you to come to inside Jelsman Stadium. You can sit next to Phil.
That's right.
Hunter's always welcome to sit next to me.
Long as Jordan's not there.
Well,
If
no,
Jordan's there.
You're out.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's 2 chairs up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, security's back there too.
We'll have to stand. Hunter's a VIP.
Well, I bet if we get Washington on schedule, he'll be here. He'll spend a week here.
He'd walk here.
Or if Alyssa Parker has an endorsement down here in Guthrie, he would come down.
He's
as well.
blushing right now. Stop.
He's a big Alyssa Parker fan. So, all right. Well, football season is officially a wrap, Jordan, as we get ready for winter sports. By the way, Elgin's pretty good in wrestling, too. What are you looking forward to basketball season?
What am I looking forward to basketball season? So today I did it. We're putting out a story tomorrow in our paper, online as well. We're doing storylines I did today. And I'm looking forward to something I talked about in there is just the new faces and new places. Like I was just telling you, like I think that the immediate impact of the transfer rule will be seen more in basketball because it's
1,000%.
He's 100% right.
It's more individual impact. So like it's a 5-man lineup versus like we talked about schools bringing 2, 3, 4, 5 different players versus one player can make or break a season for a team. So. That's what I'm looking forward to with some of those moves are Roman Miller now going to more. Tyson Poe guy who played with Roman Miller last year, Mustangs going to sophomore now. I think he's the best sophomore in the state, one of the best sophomores in my opinion in the country that I've seen. You have Midwest City.
By the way, I'm taking a lot of credit for Roman Miller's success.
Yeah, Roland. Shout out Roland Miller. There you go.
And Roland and I were teammates, and so Roland learned a lot from me in practice.
That's right.
On the backside lobs, and beating him in free throw ladder competition only made him better. And I think he moved that on to Roman as well,
There you go.
and his younger son as well.
Roman.
Does he not want to move back home? Roland?
NIL deal wasn't good enough here.
Bill?
Oh, yeah, we can talk to Phil afterwards.
Okay.
Are we bringing him in?
We have to.
Done.
Bring him home.
Roland's on.
How much is it going to cost me?
We just put him in the Hall of Fame a couple years ago.
How much is it going to cost me?
He's a teacher. He's a teacher at Moore now, I heard.
Oh, we got plenty of spots open.
Oh, yeah.
I pulled Roland in the parade, the Hall of Fame. The year he was inducted.
That's right. Midwest City?
Lawton High. Chad Goldsby is exactly right, though. Lawton High is definitely a sleeper in 5A. So,
Really?
Yeah. Lawton High has, I think the bounciest guy, as they say, as us kids say, as us millennials say, the bounciest guy, probably the most athletic.
Phil, you say
guy in
they
the state.
jumped high.
Yeah. Philip, the highest jumper in the state. I can't say his name, but Chad knows what I'm.
Ronnie Phillips.
Nah. I can't. It's like Pace-A-Goat. You know who I'm talking about, Chad. But long story short, I think that that's what I'm looking forward to, is seeing the new faces, new places, how big of an impact they have.
Have you had any indication of more transfer in basketball, more transfers on the boys' side or the girls' side?
Boys, for sure, because boys is just different because, like, you know, they had the rule in place where you can't travel, you can't go to a new school with the coach or whatever.
Correct.
But they suspended that rule back in September, I believe.
Court.
So, like, now players that are with their AAU coaches, you know, with the Team Griffin and Team Trey Young, some of those coaches and assistants have, unfortunately, I guess you could say, brought some players around with them as well.
Have you heard any? I'm sure it's different, but like one coach loses another player to another coach. Mm-hmm. Have you? Other schools hold it against, or they're like,
I'm sure they
just got lucky, or
well, I'm sure it's definitely, you know, people take those things personally, for sure. Like I've seen a few players transfer between Millwood and Douglas, or Millwood and Midwest City, or so yeah. I mean, of course, people take it personally, or like I said, Putnam City North has some new guys over there as well. So, but yeah, that's probably what I'm looking forward to most this year, is just seeing who will have the most impact. And I'll probably write a story about it this year too.
Absolutely. So when you get into the transfer stuff, is it about that marquee player going to a school and then bringing others in, recruiting others?
I think to me,
what's the background on this?
I think it's more about coaches than players.
Coaches,
because the coaches, like we see in football, like you see if coach goes somewhere, like we're talking about with, obviously, again, I don't want to get back into it, but like you see the Tulsa schools moving around, you know that players are going to transfer either with them or they're going to pull players from other. It's the same thing in basketball, and it's at a smaller capacity, so it's much easier to have an impact.
Because in football, as you get outside the Tulsa area, you know, Tuttle had a lot, and they win a lot of games. Carl Albert in the past has brought in players because they win a lot. But I don't think in basketball it's just about that coach fitting in. You don't have to be winning 12 state championships in the past. No. If you're good now, you're good now.
Yeah, and that's what it is. People don't really care about what you did in the past. You know, especially these kids nowadays. It's not 2015. It's 2024 heading into 2025. So kids care more about what can you do for me right now. If you can if we can win a state championship together, boom, come on. If we can, you know, make a deep playoff run, or I can get more offers playing in a system that better suits my, you know, talents and my caliber, then okay, let's go. It's not about like, oh, this team has, like in basketball, if Carl Albert had won 10 championships in a row, I don't think everybody would be flocking just to go there just to win a championship. You know, some players care more about, and their parents, obviously, which is a big thing that is not talked about a lot, I feel like. Well, it is. But
the mass majority of kids, I think, that move, it's initiated by a parent.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that's a big part of it, too. And people care more about, and parents care more about, okay, is my son going to shine on this team versus be on a cohesive unit that can make a deep playoff run? I don't really care about that. I care about my son can average 25 points a game.
Yeah. See, and, you know, I was born in Guthrie, raised in Guthrie, graduated in Guthrie, got married in Guthrie. My kids graduated from Guthrie.
Met me in Guthrie.
God almighty. Met Phil in Guthrie.
We grew up together in Guthrie.
Big day.
Yeah.
Chad, DM me. We can talk.
May 15, 2000. Met Phil.
It was a good day.
Remember our first formal dinner together?
Oh, yeah. Upstairs. Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yep. But I'm becoming the old guy on the transfer deal, but I love communities. I love towns like Weatherford, although Weatherford got a guy from Piedmont this year.
Yeah,
but
Walker Kennedy.
Yeah. But, you know, I love my Altuses and Durants and my Emmas and Albas.
Duncans.
Idabels. I love those schools.
That's my team.
And it's so hard for those schools to be able to do that. And so it's just a super big advantage for teams in the metro areas of Oklahoma City and Tulsa to be able to get these teams together. And I just, you know, the Weatherford kids last year, just homegrown. I And
I love to see it.
I might be in the minority because people love super teams. We say that, but
it definitely means more to do it with the players that you grew up with.
Yeah.
The teammates and friends that you grew up with, coaches that you grew up with,
Yes.
and to be able to make a change. So Weatherford, I feel like, is the favorite this year in 4A. So I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah, it'd be awesome.
It should be fun though. But I know I cover every sport that there is in Oklahoma, but I'm a basketball guy through and through. I think I've told you guys I want to cover the NBA one day. So. And I've been able to do that with the Thunder. So, but I'm looking forward to this basketball season, especially because it's going to be really interesting.
All right, a few more comments before we get on out of here. Hunter, just right there. North Edmond, I know where it's at. Hunter, that a boy? Just come in throwing darts right off the top. I like it, Hunter. T-Dub. Chris, just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a small part of the broadcast group. We're truly blessed to have such great high school football from all over state. Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you, Tony.
Tony did a good job.
Did a good job. Just Chad, I need Phil on the sidelines in every major high school game.
Chad's so smart. Such a smart man.
What did he say?
He needs Phil on every sideline on every major high school football game.
Just Chad and I are dating. Just let it go.
Oh, boy.
Jordan Lawton is a 5A sleeper. I think you already addressed that one there. Chris, that happens every year. Probably talking about the transfers. Yep. Jordan, we need to talk. I got you. Jaden Nichols coming back. Just kidding. Two-way player at Kansas.
That ain't happening.
Tony, way to go out on a limb. What you talking about?
Yeah, who knows?
Weatherford.
Tony likes to.
Is that really
Tony likes to stir the pot.
Yeah. Just ignore it.
Is Weatherford's going to win 4A? That's crazy, Tony.
Douglas.
I think he's saying that.
He's saying that's obvious.
They say it's obvious.
Yeah. I think, obviously Douglas should repeat. I saw them I will say I saw them a few weeks ago. Love Coach Steve. Love what they've been able to build over there. But in my opinion, without a score like Nickens, I think that's definitely a big loss for them.
Yeah.
But they'll be right back in the Final Four, I think. So it'll be crossings like they said.
Yep.
Weatherford, Douglas, and I gotta look. But
yeah, 4A was fun.
Crossing's definitely going down from 5A to 4A with Cal Furnish and Ken Parker. They're really good.
Yeah,
where's Cal going to school?
ORU.
ORU. That's right. That's a good fit for him.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good fit for him.
North Rock Creek is really good too, Tony. You're right.
NRC. Tony Wilson says that's Falcon, not Phillip.
That's right. It's biblical. 1L.
And I think we got there. Kenny says, thank you guys. Makes football season so much better. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Thank you. So, all right, get your final thoughts in here. We're about to wrap it up here with Jordan of the Oklahoman. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Look forward to your all-state list. And I'm saying this not just because you're here, because I tell Phil and everybody this all the time. The Oklahoman's all-state list is the true high school list.
Yeah,
the Tulsa roll is just completely too biased. The Coaches Association.
They don't even try to hide it.
Yeah. The Coaches Association is for seniors only.
Which is silly.
Which is, I understand why, but it's for the senior game, all-state game.
Oh, yeah, the all-state.
Yeah. Do what Kansas does. Just select the Shrine Bowl.
I agree. But
for seniors only, that's easy.
But I really mean it. The Oklahoma does a good job of bringing it all together. So, okay, final thoughts here. Losing Landry at Douglas is my issue.
Landry Ballard. I was at the game. He messed up. He's had knee issues throughout his high school career, and he messed up his knee again at a preseason game against that team from Arkansas. So I don't know when he's coming back, but that definitely does wane in Douglas's chances to repeat for the third time. So,
all right, final comment of the year goes to Craig Cunningham. For football season. Craig, it was nice to meet you over this weekend at the UCO Press Box.
Yep, sure was.
Pleasure watching the show this year. Appreciate that. And Jared says, can't wait to see the Oklahoman list. It's going to be a good one. I already know it is. So just heard last night, ACL on the
I saw it. I got to call Coach Alexander. That's crazy.
Jordan, thanks again. It was fun.
Good man, Jordan.
We'll have to bring you on a little bit early on.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
At the end
I
of the season.
think we need to bring him in some of our preseason shows we do too.
I would love to.
We record 30, 40 of them a day, so it's a long day.
It's a long day.
It's all good.
Phil buys pizza, though.
I'll come.
Who does?
Phil?
Oh, yeah.
This was fun, though. Honestly, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it here for the High School Huddles football edition of the 2024 season. 7-on-7 will begin, spring ball will begin, summer drills begin, and 2 a day or 1 a day.
Yeah, we'll probably throw a few podcasts in together. Maybe not live, but if something happens, we'll report.
Well, I think we're going to have to do something when the Muskogee job gets filled.
That's true. We'll see. That might go down.
It's still Dill. It's still
you gotta have your own rent on that.
Right.
It's still content. It makes perfect sense.
Get off the White
See what
Claws.
the problem is.
The White Claws?
Oh, this is not White Claws. Fresca.
Fresca.
Sorry.
How about a Fresca?
This is a family-friendly show.
That's next show.
Stay tuned for the next show.
That's next show.
Put the brown whiskey out on that one.
We are going to sign off this show. We got the Open Mic Podcast, which is a whole other type of show here, but we are going to sign off here. Big thank you to all of you great
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
in Chattville. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And a huge thank you to our great sponsors. Once again, Red River Roofing has joined us for the first time this year. I think that could be a long-withstanding relationship. And all the other sponsors have been with us for years and years and years. So we thank you enough for that. Congratulations to all the state champions out there.
And runners-ups.
You must go out and defend your title. I know you're up ready for the challenge. So have a great offseason. Have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year. And we'll talk to you soon here on the High School Huddle.